And with the stay-at-home order in place, many would think it's a great time to welcome a new furry friend into the family. CBS 2's Erica Lee. She has more on how COVID-19 has affected adoption numbers at the Idaho Humane Society.
The Idaho Humane Society has had an increase in adoptions recently, but overall, adoption numbers are down due to COVID-19.
So our adoption numbers are actually down right now. The only reason that we have had a spike is because we've adopted out our Papillons that have been in our custody. So those dogs came to stay with us as requested by the Mountain Home Police Department. And so at that point in time, we began opening adopting lists out and have been matching people with the Papillons. So just last weekend, we adopted all the Papillons out in our shelter. And so there is a little bit of a spike in our adoption numbers just for the Papillons, but overall we are down from what we normally do.
For those who want a companion during the crisis but not sure if they can handle a lifelong commitment, Christine Schellhaus says the foster care program might be a good fit instead of adoption.
Adoption counseling remains the same. We're asking people, it's a really great time to adopt, but if you think that you may not have time for this animal, then maybe consider fostering. Fostering is a really great program where you can take an animal into your home for a very short period of time. And we've already sent upwards of 150 animals into people's homes just in the last month.
The Idaho Humane Society normally transfers dogs from rural Idaho, but due to COVID measures, they have stopped that transfer process.
Limiting intake also at our shelter, so we've asked that only emergency cases come to our shelter. That means that if for some reason you need to move out of state, you need to go live with someone who you can't bring your dog or your cat with, then we would try to help you. Of course, we're never going to say no to anybody. We're just asking for the public's assistance to keep their animals at home with them at this time if they can.
The Idaho Humane Society is still in operation, but by appointment only. Erica Lee, CBS 2 News.
Only a couple months into her administration, and Boise's new mayor has a crisis on her hands, the coronavirus crisis. It's what some would call a baptism of fire, and it demands clear-headed discussions and tough decisions. CBS 2's Trevor Fay spoke with Mayor Lauren McLean about what it's like for her to guide this city through these uncertain times. He joins us now live.
That's right, Brent. Good evening. I spoke with the mayor earlier this afternoon where we discussed what has been most difficult for her and her staff during this virus outbreak. 100 years. That's how long it's been since humanity has faced a global pandemic. And that's not lost on McLean, who's now responsible for leading Boise's 230,000 citizens.
I didn't have pandemic in my 100-day plan, and people around the city are struggling, and they need someone who talks with them often.
McLean and her team are working with other cities across the Treasure Valley to come up with solutions to the COVID-19 problem. We asked for the details of a recovery plan. McLean says it's not that simple.
It's really hard to say what recovery will look like because ultimately it's the virus that decides the timing of the steps that the city can take.
She says expanding testing is vital to relaxing restrictions and getting the economy moving again. But the shortage of test kits is a nationwide problem. And the mayor says every step forward is a challenge.
I just want the public to know that I weigh deeply the impact of every decision that we've made. And there's no decision that's made without impacting somebody negatively.
It's important not to lose hope, McLean says, and we will get through this together. It's all a matter of time.
You know, the coronavirus is hard on everyone, but think for a moment about high school seniors. Proms have been canceled, senior trips, maybe commencement ceremonies canceled too. So much of what they're looking forward to in this very important year of their lives taken away by a virus. But CBS 2's Trevor Fay shows us one high school tried something unique tonight to honor those seniors and to let them know that they are not forgotten.
Caution tape on doors probably isn't what comes to mind when you picture a local school. But here at Middleton High School, they didn't let that stop them from putting on a celebration for members of their senior class. The tape is on several doors around campus, serving as a reminder that Middleton High is closed for the rest of the school year. Still, accomplishments must not be overlooked. So tonight the football stadium, soccer, and softball fields lit up for 20 minutes as a way of honoring seniors and spring student athletes. Andy Ankeny, activities director at Middleton High School, says they're not the only ones being celebrated.
All the other extracurricular students, right? I mean, choir, the band, the drama, these other students have had opportunities to do something that have been taken away because of this.
The pandemic is difficult for everyone, and with so much of normal life stripped away, school staff believe it's important to give students and families something to look forward to.
For us, it's an opportunity to turn on all the lights and say, hey, we're thinking of you guys, we appreciate you, we love you, we know this is hard, we know this is tough.
The event itself was a bit unusual in the sense that instead of people gathering together outside, the administration here at Middleton High School insisted people stay in their cars and honk as they drive past the display of lights.
We got this. We're in this together. We're going to handle this. We're going to come through the other side better because of what we're going through right now.
And this isn't the only way Middleton High will be honoring its graduating seniors. Other celebrations are in the works.
The coronavirus forces big changes at the Ada County Courthouse. CBS 2's Erica Lee explains how the wheels of justice continue to churn amid the pandemic.
The Ada County Prosecutor's Office says their main focus is to keep everyone safe. That includes workers and the public. They are at reduced operations to maximize social distancing.
And so we've set over our jury trials so that we're not putting, groups of people, putting jurors or anyone else at risk. Our goal all along really has been to reduce operations and exposure in the courthouse, which also I've been doing that within my office, really trying to reduce exposure. Setting up technology so we're able to do our work via technology. So we are definitely at reduced operations and we're seeing reduced caseloads because we are setting cases out.
The Ada County Prosecutor's Office is delaying a lot of trials, but they are moving forward with the worst offenders.
And if there are any concerns or issues that would put the public at risk, those are hearings that we are having that, for example, if we had to do an increase on bond or something because someone was at risk to the community, we would be able to take those hearings up. And so the courts are definitely looking at that. We also are able to take up things like no contact order issues with victims and things like that. So anything that puts the public at risk, we can get in front of the court if we need to.
Even though nonviolent cases are being delayed, Bennett says they will be prepared for the flood of cases they'll see when the threat from coronavirus is over.
We're working ahead, our office is, in looking ahead at our cases that are coming up and continuing to do the work on them, even though they're out and they're set out so that we can pace ourselves and make sure that we're able to handle those cases, be prepared for them when they come up. So we're really working ahead, I guess, so to speak. So even though we may not be in the courtroom on that case, we're definitely working on it and doing what we would normally be doing, just we're doing it with technology and digital.
Erica Lee, CBS 2 News.